Sounding a little late today, but that's okay. That was cool. Laggy. Okay. Hello, everybody. Just double checking to make sure everything's on working. So, oh, there you go. All right, live Q&A questions. Let's just shrink that down. And then let's bring this over. Ah, perfect. And school's right here. Okay, so welcome to a Friday new Q&A. So we have some technical difficulties on Instagram. So we're gonna just skip that and go ahead and start talking. So today I would like to talk about, as well as answer any questions about the Prelude. Can I adjust this? No, I can't. Okay. So recently the video should actually drop probably by the end of this live around 12 p.m. ish. We have a 2026 Prelude. Oh, I'm blocking it. You probably can't see it, but it's over there. The camera can't see it, but school can probably see it on my phone. And so I apologize. I have to use my phone on here. I forgot my mount at home, I think, so I can't mount it on my camera. But what a good tea. So we took the Prelude over this past weekend to Sonoma Raceway. If you know, Sonoma Raceway is a popular and famous racetrack in California. I would say NorCal, but technically we're central because NorCal would be like Redding and Sacramento. And I'm gonna apologize because we're moving stuff around too, so you're gonna see the forklift going back and forth. Maybe I could move it out the way so that we don't see it as much. Okay, that should be good. So, anyways, it was a good experience overall. I realized that let's just start from the beginning. I don't want to also spoil too much about what happened in the track either, because if I tell you everything on right now, you're probably not going to watch the video that's going to drop. So I'm going to try to give you just enough information to go on. But before that, sorry, sidetrack. I do want to say that thank you everyone again that entered our EK giveaway. We announced the new winner last week. We are currently working with the logistics of it. And that's pretty much all the update I have for everyone. The original winner that we contacted unfortunately did not qualify as we looked through everything. Then we gave it away to someone else who also didn't pick up the phone call when we did it live. And now then they called us back and everything's settled. So that's the first thing I want to bring back. Second thing is, I'm excited to watch it. Thank you. The Prelude. It's a hot topic right now, so we'll just talk about it. I think the Prelude is misunderstood. Obviously, everyone can have their own opinions about how the Prelude is and whatnot, but I think the Prelude is misunderstood. I think it is a great commuter car. I think that it handles very well, obviously, because it's a Type R suspension in it. And I think that the people, besides the price, everyone hates it mainly because it looks kind of like a sports car, but it's not a sports car. So with my experience, or our experience, Ryan also got right along with me. It's a lot of fun in the corners, but on the straights is it's really slow. On our Prelude on a dyno, we made 114 wheel horsepower, so it's pretty slow. Besides that, It's incredibly underpowered, and the price is pretty steep. I argue it's placed good-ish. It's decent pricing. I know 43. A lot of people are arguing it's a lot. It is a lot, but I think it's for what it is. It's not terrible. It's just a nice commuter car that looks kind of sporty and handles very well. Now, granted, on a racetrack, I was struggling in the straights. I really, really, really wanted to be able to hit 100 plus miles an hour, but that did not work out very well. And you'll see all of that in the video that's dropping pretty soon. I'll link everything. The link is in the bio if it's not already there. Were I able to modify hybrid? No, it's too new. So the only thing we had on a Prelude was our prototype full catback exhaust, and we had Silver's coilovers on, and we adjusted coilovers a okay-ish amount. It's only one way, so we're going to adjust rebound. There's only so much we can do. It handled very, very, very good, and the saying has never been true, where it says it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. And I'm tell you, it was a lot of fun driving that slow car and trying to go as fast as you can. It was a ton of fun. Is it as fun as going, 150 miles an hour down the back straight, or hitting the S's at 100 miles an hour, which is terrifying but equally rewarding? Maybe, maybe not. But I try to separate the two. So I try to look at it as the Prelude is just a Prelude, and then all the other fast cars that I've gotten a chance to ride along and drive as separate entities. Because then if you compare it all the time, I don't think you're going to be very happy, because you can always say something else. Like I can say, oh, BMWs are fast, but they're loud, obnoxious, and unreliable. Then I can say, oh, Hondas are great, but they're really slow and this and that. Then I can say Mustangs or Camaros or American cars are very powerful in a straight line, but in the corners they kind of suck. So the way I look at it is that there's not really a happy, fine line. You're always, if you're going to nitpick everything, you're never going to be happy about anything. So it's better to just look at the positives rather than focus entirely on the negatives of that said track day. So with that in mind, I would say the Prelude was more fun than I initially thought it would be. The Prelude definitely handled to my expectations. My expectations were pretty high for the handling, because we did the backroads drive and it felt great. So I assumed on the racetrack it would be even better, and it actually was. The only issue about, that's the difference between track and backroads and spirited. When you're going backroads and spirited, you're never going to be pushing a car fast enough, because, and if you are, most likely it's illegal, or you're gonna get arrested, or God forbid a car accident that happen. So there's only so much you can push on the street. When you go on a track and everything's faster and more open space, you start finding out problems with the car. For example, on a street, I believe our alignment was negative 1.5 or something. It was fine on the street, but after we brought it to an alignment shop and I dialed it up and went to the racetrack, I realized that negative 2.2 was not enough. The tires would fold over itself because of how much, I think it's called lateral grip, or I'm pushing to the corners, and because the camber isn't enough, it's kind of folding over. So there's only so much. So the alignment is bad. That's what I found out. And then the rear alignment's kind of off. It's really bad. It's like negative 3 on one side and negative 2.5 on the other side. So the rear part probably shifted at some point in time. We don't know. That's rectifiable. We could get a Type R. This is Type R suspension. You could get a Type R rear lower control arm and adjust the camber that way. But for now, it's just been sitting there ever since we came out of our track day. We got some other things that we're working on currently right now. So not too much updates about that. There will be a video dropping soon about our full thoughts about it. So that will probably come out next week, next Friday. So keep an eye out for that video where I'm gonna probably invite Ryan, a coworker, and we're gonna sit down and just basically hash out what we think about a Prelude, our initial impressions on how the car behave, handle, etc., and what we believe why people really hate the car. I know I've mentioned it multiple times. It is a momentum car, and that's actually the first time I've ever driven a momentum car. So there was a it's called learning curve on it. I'm more used to heavy horsepower cars, like a BMW or a Ford Mustang, Mustang memes. But that's what I'm usually accustomed to, very high horsepower cars. So first time driving a very low horsepower car on a track is a learning experience, and you kind of figure out that what's not working. And for us, it was the tires. The tires PS4S is great for beginner track day enthusiasts. They're great for daily. They're really great tires. Just I'm not a beginner anymore, and by no means am I saying I'm a race car driver. I am not even close to that word. But I'm not a beginner, so it probably doesn't. It's probably not going to be able to withstand how non-beginners push. Usually, I tell people when you get to the point where you feel like your tires are just squealing or you don't trust your tires anymore, that's probably the time where you need to upgrade your tires. And not most people that just slap on a set of racing slicks, like you're never gonna utilize them. You're just wasting your money and time at that point. Start with regular summer tires, learn on them, feel the car out, understand how the tires behave, etc. and so forth, and then move on to something to like a semi-slick, like a 200 tread, where there's plenty of them out there. There's Hankook RS4s. They're a little older. They're directional, so you can't really rotate them or flip them. They're going to go front wheel and rear wheel, but it's better than regular summer tires, and it's pretty good level entry. I think it's pretty really good priced. The next one you can also get is Falcon RT 660 Plus. I think the new one's out. And then those are another example. There's also Michelin's, but they're really pricey, so I don't know if you want to do that. There's other choices out there. There's a new Bridgestone Potenza RZs. Those are my personal next set of tires I'm looking to run. Or it's gonna be the Tempest Vitor PX1 or something like that. That's also a good one. It's just really new. No one really has any long-term testing on those, but from what I learned, they and research, they kind of last a bit longer than Bridgestones, which is, you pick and choose, right? There's also BF Goodrich's Rival Plus. Those supposedly are going to last longer, so you kind of just pick and choose. Do you want a set of tires for that time attack where you need 1 or 2 good laps and then the rest of the time it could fall on its face? Or do you want a sustainable tire where you're not going to PB personal best or record anything? You're probably not going to win a time attack event on those tires, but they will last probably a season or 2, even 3, depending how you use them. So it's just a lot of personal preference what you're actually going for. Each tire company obviously specializes in one thing or another. It's just personal preference, but I would say that's semi-slick tires is something you're going to look into after you realize that summer tires isn't going to cut it anymore. And for what the Prelude is, I guess it doesn't cut it, or it could just be the camber problem that is folding on itself. But the tires just got greasy after, it wasn't even that hot, like 4 or 5 laps in, 3-4 laps in, it got greasy. So it kind of like stopped gripping, and it's really hard to build confidence to push a car if you can't trust the tires. About going fast is all about confidence in not only yourself but in your car, and if you don't have confidence, you're probably not going to go that fast. And for me personally, did not have that much confidence in the tire. The car and suspension handling, I was confident, but the tires, after, again, like I said, it just didn't work out very well to me personally. But also, we're not time attack with the Prelude. I don't think that car is going to win any time attack events, if I'm quite honest. Maybe in the right driver hands. Obviously, there's better drivers out there. Maybe they can make it work. That was my first time in a momentum car and first time in a front-wheel drive car on a racetrack. So again, bit of a learning curve, but I think overall it was a really great experience. I certainly had a lot of fun and learned a lot, and my coworker also had a ton of fun in a slow car. I never understood that statement, driving a slow car fast. I get it, but I never experienced it, and after having experienced it, I think it's a ton of fun. Now, I don't think the Prelude is going to win any events. I don't think you're ever going to beat any record with the Prelude as it currently sits. I just think it's just a good daily that you can track and you don't have to worry about anything. That's it. And I do want to go back a little bit on track prep. So just in case people missed that video, we did try to swap out the tires. It didn't really fit. The car was a little too low, and we didn't have time, nor did we want to jack up the car and redo the whole alignment spec, whatever. So we didn't bother doing the RE 71 RERS tires that we had, or RE 71 RS tires that we had on the Type R. We didn't bother doing that. We just kept the PS4Ss. That could have been one mistake that we made. And then the alignment, the rear was kind of funky, so I mean, it was fine. So that was there. We did do the brake fluid. We had to use a stupid scanner to finish bleeding the brake fluid. I think someone commented saying that I can't believe you need a scanner to bleed the brakes. You know, at some point in time, we'll probably need a scanner to even start the car. So I think that's just how the future is heading to. Everything's just electronic nowadays, so it is what it is. What else? And we also changed the engine oil. We went from 0W to 20 to 5W30. The reason you want to do that is because track and hot temperatures also, it's the engine gets hotter, and the thinner the oil, the less protection and the more wear and tear you're going to have on your engine, to the point where it could be even catastrophic engine failure. There is a cycling video online, I believe, of a GR Corolla that caught fire on a racetrack, and it was tuned, and the main culprit was that the oil was too thin. It was still on stock oil. And I know we also got chewed out for using stock oil on a WRX that got tuned, but hey, you know what? Daily driving shouldn't be a big issue. When you're pushing the car, that's probably what's gonna happen. And also, you do want to listen to your tuner. If your tuner suggests changing the oil, listen to what the tuner says. A lot of people nowadays don't listen to their tuner, and then when their engine blows up, they blame the tuner, and it's like, yo, I told you to switch to heavier weight oil. Did you do what I say? No. Or they put cheap gas in there. Like, it's tuned for 91 or 93 or 91 in California, but other places I think have 93, 96. If you tune for the oil, if you're tuned for the gasoline octane, use the correct gasoline octane. Octane. Don't use a cheaper one, because that's something bad's gonna happen. Either that or just don't touch your car. Leave it stock. And if the owner's manual say that you could run 87, then okay, then run 87. Don't tune your car. If you don't want to follow your tuner's rules and don't want to spend more money on your car because you're already spending more money on it because you're tuning it, then don't do it. Just enjoy the car as is. But if you're gonna tune your car and track it, then do the little peace of mind things. It's very simple. You're already spending money on your car. Just change the oil change to a heavier one. It's not that difficult. Your car goes in for oil change all the time. Just change it to a heavier one. It's very simple. You can also adjust camber if you really want to. You don't have to. Brake fluid is something that I think is the actual maintenance mod that I would do. But again, if you're starting out, no need for that. Your car should be fine. But also depends on how old your car is. If your car is pretty old, you might want to change out the fluids anyway for safety and peace of mind. If it's not that old, like ours is like 2,000 miles on there, you don't really need to. We just did it because, you know, we had it laying around, saw the video, we decided just to use it. Otherwise, it's just a waste of money if you don't use it. In any case, starting to wrap up is that I think that the Prelude is misunderstood. Like I said in the beginning of this stream, I think people hate it because of the price, and I think people hate it because it looks like a sports car and it doesn't have the power of a sports car. It just has the handling part. So it's like you're paying sports car prices for half a sports car. I get that. I get why people are upset. I understand. But after driving it around and on a racetrack, I understand it more, and I see why people are genuinely upset by it. But I don't understand why people are angry about it when someone else enjoys it. That's what I personally don't get. Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you, great. But why do you gotta trash on other people enjoying their own, you know? Like, it's weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, oh, I have a Miata. Ooh, Miata's trash. Like, why? They like it. That could be someone's dream car. Listen, clown for my dream car. Hey, if your dream car's a Prelude, it's a Prelude. Why do you hate on other people's dreams, man? Like, are you jealous because they achieved their dreams and you haven't? Or are you jealous that, or you just hate it because you don't like it, so then no one else is allowed to like it? You know, it's kind of weird and funky to me. I personally don't understand it. But that's, I don't know what much else to say. I mean, I enjoyed a Prelude. Would I buy one? Personally, I agree with what most people say is no, the prices are too high. But has my perspective changed after driving it around? And I would say it absolutely has. I already knew that it was going to handle very well, and I didn't think much of it. But again, after doing everything, it's quite a pleasantly surprising car. Let's see if there's any questions. Great practice tire. Yeah, PS4S is a great, you know, again, beginner tire, and I don't know much about to say. It's a pretty good beginner tire that's going on. Got some time left, so I'm gonna, since there's not too many questions, I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up, but we're gonna just mention a couple things. So next video that's gonna drop is probably gonna be the post Prelude video. If not, it's going to be about the McLaren that is currently outside because we're moving stuff around in this place. So you'll see that video hopefully coming soon, either next week or the following week. But the post Prelude, I do want to put that video out there next week because while it's so fresh in our mind. For live next week, we're going to keep the same time. Hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties for IG. I know people on IG probably missed out and think, oh, maybe there wasn't live today. That was our fault. So, and I also would like to bring a guest on for the live next week to talk about the Prelude experience, because so far I've been getting my own opinions about it. I think it's nice to have someone else's thoughts too. Maybe we can have like a minor discussion talking back and forth about it. I know for the video I'm planning on doing that as well. And I might have to end this live pretty early because there's just not too many questions. I have 5 more minutes. What else can we talk about 5 more minutes? Oh, Type R. So Type R update, we could do that. Type R currently is still sitting back from SEMA. I do want to bring that back for another video. I have already shot the video. I haven't put it together yet, so that is coming down the pipeline as well. Just trying to structure like what's gonna pop up first and whatnot. And we still don't really know much about it. I know we could get retune, reflash, and get 600 horsepower. That is something that people are interested in seeing, and we're probably curious about it too. It's just a little further down the pipeline. The WRX, it's still sitting. The tune is still not being taken. Still have not messaged the tuner out because we've been focusing on other things currently right now. So I think the Prelude next update is we're gonna take off the exhaust, the prototype one, and then we're probably gonna put the stock one back on, do like a little sound comparison here and there. And then the WRX is still sitting here. The battery died, so we gotta charge the battery. Might take it out for a drive sometime, just to shake the cobwebs out and everything, make sure everything's good on the tune. It's on OTS right now, so I still have to go back to the tuner and contact them and tell them, hey, can we get a better tune, or can we get another tune file because it's still not taking it. So that's currently the project plans, immediate plans. I would say the Subaru needs to get the tune file done. The Type R, maybe bring it for 600 horsepower. The McLaren needs a dyno and tune and a downpipe and exhaust installation as well. And what else is there? I think that's pretty much it. The Prelude is just, yeah, okay, wait. I remember, Prelude, we're going to put it on the lift and see what's going on, because we did drive over a bump and we heard a really bad scratching noise. So probably want to check out what that noise was. I heard like a clunk or two on the racetrack too. Not sure it's showing up in the video, but that is something that I think I just remember now. I do want to check it out. So probably when we pull the prototype exhaust back off and then put the stock one back on, that's probably something we're going to take a look at it. And other than that, there's no questions, nothing else. I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Any C8 stuff coming soon. We need a C8 test car. If there's demand, there is supply. If, you know, if one of us gets a C8, then yeah, we'll probably make stuff for it. But until then, whatever. I want to end this a little earlier. Like I said, there's not much comments because our logistics was kind of messed up for IG. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll end it here, and we'll see you guys next week. Same time, 11 o'clock. Yeah, 11 o'clock. I do want to change the time a little bit, but we'll leave it at 11 for now. So until